Hi Libras, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a timeless love reading for my Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are always welcome. Today I'm going to ask my spirit guide about the person on your mind. Somebody that you may be thinking of. What are their thoughts and feelings? What are their intentions? What's happening next in this connection? Where are we headed? So anything spirit wants to share with us. That person can be any sign. If a sign comes into me, I'll let you know, but it can be any sign. So let's see what spirit has for you for messages for a person on your mind and what is happening next around you with that love. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's newly guided here for the first time. I appreciate it. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you have for us? What is it that you want us to know? I am listening for you now. Okay, I have fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Okay. Does this person make decisions without thinking? And they get themselves into trouble, like I just wasn't thinking. And you're like, well, you should have given it a little bit more thought. So is this person reliable? Spirit's asking me. I have an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Seek a union of mind and spirit. So that's coming into me as I do feel like we communicate well. I do feel like that we have some passion there. I do feel like we are connecting on a lot of different levels. The only thing that's jumping out at me so far is I wish this person would sometimes think before they say things. So this person may be like insert foot, into mouth, something like that. Maybe it's their downfall. They just are thinking so fast. They say things without, taking a deep breath. I have hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. I'm not going to say it's blocked. I'm not a big believer in blocks. I'm not a believer in blocked energies. I don't think anybody can put a block on you. I feel like we're always in motion. The universe is always in motion. We never stop. So I do believe that we could have a path that has obstacles. And maybe the obstacles right now have been discouraging. Maybe we aren't seeing them clearly. Maybe one of us says it's not a big deal, we can do this. And the other one's like, it's a big deal. So maybe we have different visions on how to get through something. And I have a raven. Darkness looms on the horizon. I'm going to say your person, you probably are more optimistic than your person. And your person probably has like this feeling that something's hanging over their head, that something is harder or more difficult than it needs to be. And they either are overthinking it, struggling with it, and putting it up as a excuse. So that could be going on. I have a seer. Follow your intuition. One of you is being guided very clearly, and it's probably you because you're following me. You're probably more spiritual. You're probably more into this than they are. But it is a feeling of, you know what? My intuition is telling me that it's all going to work out. My intuition is telling me that we will get through. Okay. My intuition is telling me that everything's going to be okay. All right. There's a sense of okay. So let's see what the cards are saying. Sometimes it seems so daunting as some kind of obstacle. It could be distance. It could be ages. It could be finances. But sometimes it feels like it's so daunting that you don't even know where to start. But once you break it into little pieces and over a period of time, you find that you can figure it out. Okay. There's not a lot of things that we can't get through that if we both put our heads together, we can get through it. It's just that one is feeling overwhelmed, and the other one seeing it more clearly. Okay, could be you, could be them. Overwhelmed versus seeing clear. Okay, something is going on with that. Spirit, please share with me. I have temperance. Okay, I have a Queen of Swords. There's a feeling of I just want it to be easier. It's life isn't easy. I have a Four of Pentacles. It could be around money. It could be as simple as that. It could be our hands are tied. There's a feeling of my hands are tied. Not necessarily connected to somebody else, but could be around money. That I can't move. I can't change jobs. I can't buy a house yet because I can't afford it. I don't have the down payment, so it's a feeling of my hands are tied and I'm frustrated. But can we do it together, is more the question. I have a King of Swords. Your person's trying to figure it out. Here's the, can we do it together? And I'm going to say yes. If anybody can do it together, it's going to be this king and queen. That together you guys can figure it out. But this king hasn't committed to that yet. They haven't committed to, I'm going to let somebody help me. I'm going to let somebody help me figure something out. Okay. It could be their ego. It could be their confidence. It could be they're just so used to doing everything their own way. They don't want to rely on anybody. Spirit just said they don't want to owe anybody anything. Okay. They don't take charity, things like that. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about sharing a life together. And I feel like this person has got to accept, what's my bottom of the deck? I have a Magician and I have a Three of Pentacles, that we're a team. That's nice. This person has to accept that, you could be bringing a lot to the table. You could have great ideas. You have great resources. You could have savings that, you know what, I'll invest in a house with you. There's a contract and, we can have ownership and, we can have equal shares and pay half and, whatever it is. But there's a feeling of we can do it as a team. We're both adults. Okay. We can pay rent, we can share, we could share rent. But this person has to realize that there's a team. Okay. There's a sense of team coming in. Like they've got to accept in their head that there's a we. I think that they care about you very greatly. And I feel like they, there's no doubt in my mind, they want to be in this relationship with you. It's just, I guess, there's always that person out there who says, I can do it myself. And that's probably what we're dealing with. Spirit, please share with me. Okay. Look at, I feel like you're very important to them. Look at this beautiful growing tree, this nurturing. I like the eggs in the basket, just this feeling of nesting, creating a nest with you. So this beautiful divine feminine energy, I'm very drawn to. I'm definitely feeling that. Okay. I'm definitely feeling this sense of the tree and the kind of nature. And so that feels like I'm in it for the long run. This is a yin and a yang energy. It's a balancing act. It's coming into me a little bit of a juggle. Okay. A balancing act. I'm trying to find balance in this connection. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to figure things out. This person's putting all the weight on their shoulders for some reason. It could just be their personality. They're the problem solver. They don't like to be in this kind of a situation. They like to put out their own fires. So right now they're not relying on you as a partner, and they love you and they care about you, but they don't want to have to rely on you. And part of being in a relationship is we rely on each other. So I feel like it doesn't mean that they don't love you, Spirit's saying. It's just they're being protective of their independence somehow, like that. Their pride would be what I want to say. And I have this beautiful kind of divine feminine aristocratic energy. Like, I don't want anybody to hand anything to me. Maybe the money on the table is old money. Maybe the money on the table is your inheritance or your family money, or it was given to you and they feel like that would be charity. They want to earn their own money. They want to buy their own home. They got to do it themselves. Yeah, there's this definitely a pride. And I don't know if the pride is getting in the way or if it's, I guess, proving to you that they're not going to be bought, of course. Spirit, what else do you want us to know? What is this person thinking and feeling? I have an Ace of Swords. They're putting a lot of effort into figuring this out. This feels like I do want to be with you and I do want to start this journey with you, but I've got to be in a better place. And I feel like it's probably finances. I have a 10 of Wands. I've got a lot on my plate right now. So if you're thinking I want to live with you or are we going to live together, something like that, I have a Knight of Wands. I really want to be with you. It has nothing to do with I want to be with you. Okay. I feel like they're very happy with you. They would love to start something with you. Okay. They're ready to start this new part of their own life with you. They want to be in a better place is really what's going on. Something has, happened to them that maybe they thought they would have more of an investment at this stage in their life. Maybe they thought they'd be in a better place. Maybe they had a setback. Maybe they have some debt that they can't, their hands are tied until they take care of some debt because they're not going to qualify for anything, so it could be as simple as that. I have some good news coming with my 3 of Cups. I do feel like you're going to get what you want. I do feel like there's going to be a day that this connection says, they're saying, let's just plan. Okay. Let this person take the lead. Okay. There's a feeling of, not that they're in charge of the timeline, but let them lead. Okay. Let it be their decision that it's time for us to live together. It's time for us to buy a home. It's time for us to be engaged. Okay. And I feel like all your dreams will come true if they can take the lead, because they can plan. They can figure things out on their timeline and they're not holding it back. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to come up with a plan to get there. And it's not an excuse. I do not feel like it's an excuse. I feel like they just need more time. And I know you don't want to hear that. It's logistics. It's some kind of logistics and it's life. Spirit, please share with me. They do want to be with you. Okay. Spirit's very adamant about that. They do want a future with you, is what they're saying now. So if that's what you need to hear, then maybe it doesn't matter, when these other things start to happen. Spirit, loving messages. Your smile is making me melt every time I see your face. So obviously they care deeply. Only you can see through me. So you know what's really going on. Trust when they say, I'm trying. Trust when they say, my intentions are that by the end of this year, I'll have paid off something and then we can do something. Okay, so I do feel like there's a plan of action, and that would be the clue, okay, that this person starts to explain to you that there's some kind of timeline and there's some kind of action that in a year from now, in 2 years from now, when this happens, by the time I'm, whatever, then that's when we can make our move. And you know what? A year goes by fast. 2 years goes by fast. As long as you're together, you're going to stay together, and then you'll have what it is that you guys want. I can feel that strong bond we share on a soul level. Spirit saying I'll never walk away from this. I wish we could have it all right now, but we can't. So whatever it is, just remember that Spirit tries to give us everything that we want. Sometimes we just don't get it when we want it. We want it now. So there's going to be a day that you look back and say, you know what, Spirit gave me everything that I asked for. It just took a little bit longer than I thought it would. Okay. And I feel like that's what's going on with this connection. We are forever soul and heart connected. And that's all that matters, is that we've agreed that we both want this. We've agreed that we have this dream. We'll buy a home, but we need a year to do it. My person has to pay off debt, wants to save, wants to buy it in their name because we're not married, whatever it is. But we are soul and heart connected. And that's all that really matters. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. The rest is going to happen. The rest is 3D logistics. Finding each other is the hardest part. So I'm going to put this out into the universe. We'll ask Spirit to continue to guide you both. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you always for your kind comments. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, please go to my website, KathyMamolenPsychicMedium.com. Also visit my other 2 channels, my Pick a Card channel, my Twin Flame Soulmate channel, and I'll put the links in the description below. I'll see you all again in another Love Messages real soon.